Hey, hi. Good morning, everyone. Myself is Anit, and I'm the partner in BFSI for PwC for the entire market. So the current topic is the element of sales strategy and market making. So as you know that India is, we all are thinking towards 5 trillion of economy, and for 5 trillion of economy, we need to boost the all the industry, which is this finance, which is agriculture, manufacturing, and everything. And to boost the economy, the industry has to collaborate and they have to work together to create a market. There will be a supplier and there will be a buyer. So it's called how to create markets. So to create a market, we need individuals, and I can tell you that market makers cannot be replaced, not including the Gen AI. People are talking about Gen AI going to replace the people, the code, the developers, so on and so forth. But the market makers cannot be replaced. Why? Because they have to create a market, they have to create a demand, they have to create a supply, and they have to work together with the industry. So for the market makers, we strongly believe that couple of qualities should be there, and naturally the God has given all those qualities to all the individuals, so which is faith, trust, hope, love, and confidence and attitude. Why I said that these are natural qualities which are already there in us? Because we all believe in God, whether it is conscious or subconscious way, we pray to the God, oh God, help us in some of the tasks which we are doing. Trust, when we throw a baby in the air, the both the baby and the parents, they catch the baby, and the baby will also feel good, the parents are also feeling good, and they laugh, they celebrate. So there is a natural trust. It's a trust, it's a collaboration. So we all believe that we have a natural trust also. Hope, for the next day we all put an alarm, whether we will be alive or not alive, but we put an alarm with a hope that we'll get up next day, we'll do whatever we need to do. Love, we all marry, we have kids, we have families, we have an affection, right? So it's already there in us. We know how to love and how to affection. Confidence, every day we plan for the next day, whether we can do it or not do it, but we plan every day with a confidence that we have to execute couple of things which is planned in the next day. So we all know that we have a confidence also that we need to do. Attitude, we all are growing older, right, every day, but we have an attitude that next day we will do something, we'll achieve something, whether we can achieve or not, we have an attitude to achieve a goal. So all these qualities, we all have it, and it is very important to develop these qualities in our work also. Then the next is how we prepare ourselves as an individual. We do two kind of communication. One, we do a non-verbal communication. Second, we do a verbal communication. Non-verbal communication, we have seen a lot of delegations when it happens, people handshake. They give a when the interactions happens, we give facial expressions, eye contact. It's very important that we give eye contact, do a communication with the eyes also. Relax your shoulders. We should not stay stiff. We have to relax our shoulders, relax our body, start communicating, show some kind of, expressions through your hands also. Open your arms. You have seen the delegations, the top leaders, how they keep their hands. Sometimes they will keep like this, sometimes they'll move like this. They will, when they are presenting, they will move their hands like this, and then the walking movements, when the people are presenting, they keep walking from one place to another, they cover the stage. So the non-verbal communication, eye contact, gesture, and the postures. These are the non-verbal communications that every individual has to practice. Then we have verbal communications. In the verbal communications, we have to take care of 5 P's, which is space. At what speed we need to speak. We should not speak in such a way that people should not understand what we are talking about. You know. Second is pause. It should be two-way communication. We have to stop. We have to ask questions. Projections, the energy also, when we talk, it should not look like that we are speaking with a very low energy or very high energy also. We have to maintain our energy on the speaking, and the volume of our tone. It should not be so high, it should not be so low also. So these P's and the pitch, tone, projections, and the passion. We need to show our passion when we are talking to each other. That shows the confidence that we know the subject and we believe in that and value which we are going to drive for the clients. So these two topics, that the one is the quality, that every individual has a quality. No one is left around by the God, but we have to practice and we have to bring those qualities in our conversations. And secondly, we need to prepare ourselves when we are communicating to the people. Now the next is, when we have those two qualities, how we engage a client. And the client has a, we should know our client whom we are talking to. Irrespective of which industry he is, we should know our client. So there are 5 parameters on which we understand that if we are talking to a client, what all we need to understand about the client. So one is the customer portfolio. To understand a client, we should know what they are doing, what their balance sheet is, what their clients are, because everybody is delivering something to their own customers, and what will be the experience which a client is believe that they should give it to their customers. Every customer has a pain points, they have an interest, they have a competition, they have a buying behavior also. So when we are talking to a customer, we all need to understand, when we are talking to a customer, what are their pain points, where they are going ahead. In most of the time, where they are going ahead, it will be there in the investor presentation if it is a listed company. The second is the SWOT analysis. When we are positioning to a client, you know, what are the strengths which we believe that we can showcase to them, what will be the weaknesses which the organization or the individual will have when we are discussing with the customers. So we have to show the strengths, we have to identify the opportunities, and we have to eliminate the threats. Every business, they are looking for a value proposition. The value proposition today is a balance sheet impact, whether we are increasing their revenue or we are decreasing their cost of operations. These are the key value proposition every customer is looking at this point of time. And to enable that, what all qualities, what all strengths we should bring in our offerings, that we have to showcase. Then identify the opportunities. We know the opportunities are there, how we are going to fulfill with our own offerings. Then value selling. As I said, that every organization is selling some of the solutions to the customers, but it should be a value driven, it should be quantified, it cannot be subjective, that sir, we are going to do this solution without, and these are the values, but values has no quantifications. The value should be quantified, it should integrate it with the balance sheet impact. And third is, the fifth one is, as I said, it's a relationship management. Once we develop the relationship, it should be a continuous relationship. The market maker should understand how the relationship cut across the organization, identify the opportunity, and scale the business for themselves and for our clients also. Once we understand our client behavior, what's the next step? The next step is how we put the sales strategy plan. And the sales strategy plan has 5 building blocks. First is the powerful value proposition. I just spoke about that. Without a value proposition, nobody is willing to buy anything. We get every day a call from a telecaller, sir, buy this insurance or buy this particular thing, but they don't know the portfolio of a customer whom they are selling and what they are selling. As a mid of the 40s or the 50s, nobody is going to buy at that point of time maybe an educational loan. So we don't need to send a telemarketing guys without understanding whom they are calling and what they are selling. They are selling a mid of 40s educational loan, something like that. So build a powerful value proposition for the client when we are talking about that will come from know your customers. Then review your prospecting strategy. The strategy always keeps changing with the buying behavior of the client and the market scenarios. So we need to develop the review and prospecting the strategies. Create unique next to change. Every organization is looking for a change, right? Whatever we have seen before the COVID and now after the COVID, the industry has also evolved. So we have to put the value proposition in such a way that what will be the new trends in the buying behavior, new trends in the customer experience, and new trends in the selling also. So I'll give you one example why the banking industry, a lot of digitization is happening. We are talking about around 6 billion transactions UPI is having, and now people are stopped carrying cash, but they are doing more and more transaction through UPI. After the COVID, the the cash transaction as well as the ATM transactions has reduced drastically because there is a change in the pattern of doing the transaction between the clients and the customers. I am when I'm buying a goods and I'm buying a shoe for me, I will do a UPI transaction. If I'm going to an hotel, we are doing a UPI transaction. Earlier we were swapping the card. So there is a change in the industry and the way of doing things also. Whenever we are doing something, we have a competition. We are not the unique person who is selling it. So understand your competition, what the competition is doing, and try to do a value creation against the competition, because our competition cannot do everything also. So we have to create a competition tracker also. And client, the last point is the client management. How we have to see the sustainability with the customer. When we start engaging with them, we have start an project with them, we have start working with them, we have to sustain. If we have started with some IT department, we have to see how we can work with the finance, how we can work with their digital compliance, all the department. So how we cut across. If we start doing this practice, put a sales strategy together, we'll understand what we need to do. So what we need to do, after the strategy, we create a funnel that what all opportunities we can do from awareness to attract. We know that what we have told them, then we attract them. We tell them what needs to be considered, and then we convert. That, sir, start doing these things. Once we convert, the client purchase. When the client purchase, what happens? The engagement starts. When the engagement starts, we try to retain the customer. When we retain the customer, what happens? The selling starts. Cross selling also start. When we start doing cross selling, then we need to start the advocacy, in the sense what all we need to do other things to create a value proposition, not only for the one business, for the entire group also. So we do advocacy, and if we start doing right advocacy, the relationship with the customers get retained for the longer period of time. So that's how we create a funnel. Then once we create the funnel, we measure, right? We don't need to waste time. Time is also a money. So we measure in 30, 60 and 90 days. What we need to measure in 30 days, whether we have mapped the company, whether we have identified the right opportunity, whether we have identified the right stakeholders. Then we go and do a groundwork. We revise our goals, that what all we need to do, how we need to do, and what all value we need to create for those customers in 60 days, whether the customers are buying or not. And then we redefine the goals and plan, so that we developed a qualified pipeline. We create a pipeline that this can be done, but after 90 days we should be sure that what will convert for the organization, because every effort is a cost for the company also. The last or not the thing, we should have a winning is a habit and success is a choice. And for that, every individual, they have to learn from the failure. Nobody can win always. There will be some success and there will be some failures, but the failures will tell us what all we need to do. Do the right things for right time for the right outcome. Don't wait. Trust people and collaboration. Team wins with an attitude, right? Make a winning team. If you start a winning team, then the not the individual but the entire team will also grow. Everybody wants to grow, right? And take the feedback, give the feedback. Once the feedback will come, and be open. When we work in an organization, we tell the people also that whatever we are doing, bluntly give the feedback, because that will redefine our way of doing things. Be social and networking. It's very important in today's life. If we are not social, we are not doing networking, we are not talking to industry, we are not talking to our mentors, create mentors, it will be very tough for growth. Today, being a social and create a networking is very, very important. Make a work life balance. Time spend time with families. After COVID, we have seen in COVID, right, that health is very important, and spend time and focus on your health. If health is good, I think everything is nice for your thing. So that's the thing about how to create a individual, and how individual can have some qualities, planning, and start creating clients. That's it. Thank you very much.